This is only a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test. Test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test. Test of the emergency broadcasting system.
Can't push that thing.
Howdy, everybody. There you are. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry pre-Christmas. 7 days to go. Hope everybody's ready. I'm not. Rarely am. We have got Tom sitting waiting to come in. And we are going to bring Tom in right now because he's got some information on his Harley. And there is Tom. And let me shrink us down.
How y'all doing? We had a good day at the car show yesterday. Got first place in my motorcycle in the motorcycle division.
And what kind of, I know you got a Harley, but what year and model is it, Tom?
It's a 2013 Road Glide. I see Kylie just popped in.
Hey, yeah, there's Kylie. She's, hi, join us. How are you doing, Miss Kylie?
Good. Just getting my day started.
Hey,
I love the Santa hat.
Yeah, thanks. It's a giant one. Look at that. And my Santa pajamas.
Is that a sock monkey?
No, it's a reindeer.
Oh, looks like
it might be a
sock
sock reindeer. I'm not sure.
That's what I was thinking it was.
So at the Battleship today, I was over by the Battleship flying from Pier 21, and my gimbal started tweaking. And it said I had a gimbal overload. Have you ever gotten one of those before?
Fortunately, I have not gotten one.
No idea.
Was the wind high or anything?
No, no idea what caused it. It freaked me out because when it very first happened, the gimbal was just twitching up and down, side to side. I thought it was falling. But then I got the message that said gimbal overload. So I brought it back and had to waste a battery downloading some stuff. And
did you do a calibration or anything?
Yeah, I recalibrated the gimbal. Yeah, and that fixed it all, but had a little bit of a heart attack there because I thought it was going down.
I don't think there's any sharks there.
What's that?
I haven't seen any sharks out by the Battleship. You had to play with the dolphins.
Yeah, I spent another battery flying around looking for dolphins, couldn't find any. And I usually get them when I'm not looking for them, but when I'm looking for them, I couldn't get any. Kylie, did you by chance get a letter from the Battleship Texas Foundation talking about what all they've done to the ship so far? And of course, second page asking for money, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I got one.
Did you get that?
Yes.
The first page
got it yesterday, I think.
The first page was pretty informative. The second page, where they're wanting to get people to sign up for different levels, starting at $2,500. So I had to throw that page aside.
Yeah, some of those are pretty crazy amounts.
Yeah. If you want to be a fleet admiral, you can donate $25,000 a year. It's probably what a fleet admiral makes. No, not really. Not these days, but. So, Kylie, let me play something and see if you're seeing it. Tom, did you see that this time?
Yeah, I can see you, Kylie. I can see the other screen. You're in the middle of that screen now. Well,
yeah.
all three of us are up on that screen now. Kylie's in the top right, I'm in the bottom left, and you're in the center.
Okay. I can see Christmas decorations and it's really cute.
Christmas trees. We got nobody in here with us yet.
Looks
so we're just going to talk about Yeah. Oh, let me go ahead and play this, Kylie, see if you can see it.
Okay.
Test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test. Test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test. Test of the emergency broadcasting system.
You can't push that thing.
So you saw the Jeep too?
Yes. You
So I
can't
don't know.
push that thing.
Yeah, that was my stepson and his wife saying, you can't push that thing. I don't know why, but Garnet couldn't see any videos last week. So don't know.
Oh. Well, I have a book recommendation for this week.
I'm drinking root beer again, by the way. Surprise! So what's the book recommendation?
So I'm listening to it on Apple Books right now, but you can probably find it in your favorite book app or whatever it is used to read books or listen to books. But it's The Last Stand of the Tin Can Sailors. It's the story of Taffy 3 and their last stand against the Japanese fleet.
Okay, what's the book title again?
Last Stand of the Tin Can Sailors. And it's about the Sammy B. Roberts and the Johnston and the Gambier Bay and the many ships that were in Taffy 3.
I just saw a video about the Roberts 6-8 weeks ago.
Is that the one where they found her wreckage? Or
Yeah, where they had just discovered her wreckage,
Yeah.
You saw that one too, huh?
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
It was.
I haven't seen it yet.
I didn't even know anything of the story until I ran across that video.
Yeah, I think the Johnston is the deepest. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's the Johnston is the deepest. It's either the Johnston or the Sammy B are the deepest ships that they've found so far in the ocean.
We have got somebody watching. Oh, we had somebody watching. They are gone. Okay. Come and go. So, have you done any flying, Kylie, past few days?
Sorry, I had a little cough there. No, we had beautiful weather these last 2 days.
We did.
And I'll be damned if I didn't get out there and not do any flying whatsoever. I was just out enjoying the days.
Well, that was good.
Yeah.
Well, when you got such perfect weather, though, and you don't get to fly, your thumbs kind of start to twitch.
Yeah. And over on my side of town, there really isn't much to fly over here.
There's not much to fly anywhere around here.
Yeah. I mean, I can go film some new construction, but that's really about it around here. There's not much going on.
What part of town you live in?
I am on the west side of Houston, so Richmond, Katy area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you fly with your thumbs or grabbers?
Oh, the great pinch or thumb debate.
Yes.
I'm a thumber.
Yeah, I am too. I've tried it this way because Ken Herron says you're much more accurate. Somebody might be. I'm not. I can't even do that.
Yeah.
Well, I go to work in the dark and I get home in the dark right now, so I haven't any time to practice. And where I practice at is the college, a junior college not too far from my house.
Yeah.
No trees, no power lines, no nothing.
That's the best place to practice. I still go to a park that's wide open when I just want to practice.
Mm-hmm.
Because I still do practice flying. I'm sure Kylie does too. I think everybody does.
Yep. I got a huge sports complex down the road, and it's not in use during the week. So I just go down there, set up everything, and I just go down there and fly sometimes for an hour or two.
Yeah. Have you, we've got two people in with us now. Give us a comment, fellas or ladies. Let us know who you are. Okay. Don't see any comments. You're not mute, are you?
What's that across the bottom of the screen?
That's scrolling across.
Yeah.
It says a Jeep, a drone, or an old man live stream number 5.
Oh, okay. I can see it, but I can't read it.
I don't know if Garnet's going to make it in here tonight or not, being out there in, a top secret bunker somewhere in Hawaii doing secret agent stuff.
He's probably having a Mai Tai right about now.
I bet it's killing him being out there and not being able to go do anything. I don't think he just has the time to go and do anything.
Right.
They, send him one day, he works one day, and he's coming back the next. So my letter from a soldier to home this week is from a Sergeant Baker. Sergeant Baker, serial number 337-11986. When I was in, we used Social Security numbers, not serial numbers anymore. Y'all probably did too, didn't you, Kylie?
I mean, it was on your dog tag, but yeah.
Yeah, we had Social Security numbers on ours. Repairman. BB35 is looking good in blue. Yeah, actually what she's got right on her right now is a anti-rust sealant. That's not the color she's going to be. When she's finished, she's going to be measure 21, and I am not sure exactly what that is, but I think it's a camouflage paint job. So it's going to look pretty cool. Do you know for sure what it is, Kylie? You've been on ships before.
I think they posted what the color is that she's going to be. Hold on.
Measure 21, but I don't know what that color.
They actually just posted something blue today, I think. Let me look. Hold on. And there were some new photos that someone posted. So someone posted that she's getting new blue paint today.
Oh, hang on. Leave that up there. I'm going to make it bigger so I can see that. Oh, yeah, that's paint. That's not primer now.
And according to the comments, and I think, let me see what they said. They actually listed the exact.
Oh, yeah, Repairman said they started painting her today. Are you by chance affiliated with them, Repairman? Question mark.
So the blue is 5, TAC November, and it will be measure 21 will be the paint scheme.
And I'm sure that is a camouflage paint scheme, but I'm not positive. I know it's the paint scheme that she was in at the end of the war. I have read that, but that really doesn't tell me a lot.
So by the time we get down there for our dry dock tour, she should be fully painted.
Should be completed, yeah.
Yeah.
Repairman, I wish. He wishes he was affiliated with them. So anyway, back to this letter. This guy is a member of the 42nd Bombardment Group and is stationed in Guadalcanal. Now, in the letter, well, back up a little bit. The letter is dated August 19th, 45. The Japanese surrendered August 14th, 45. So this is 5 days after the Japanese surrendered. The actual surrender papers were signed on September 2nd, 45. But anyway, this is a post-war letter by a few days. So let me read my letter. Play my letter opening first. Go through the trouble of making this stuff, and then I don't play it. All right. Heartfelt expression on all those guys' face. I love photos like that. When I look at a photo like that, I wonder what's going through their mind. What did they just do? What are they about to have to do? What's been happening to them? What's going through their mind? Those kind of history interests me much more than future. For whatever reason, I don't know. But anyway, let me read the letter. To Edith Heckard from Sergeant L.E. Banker Jr., serial number 337-11986, written August 19th, 1945, 2nd Bombardment Group, Station Guadalcanal. Dear Miss Heckard, you are probably quite surprised to hear from me. This is certainly an age of miracles. I'm afraid my promise wasn't so good. Don't know what promise he's talking about. That's not in here. My only excuse is that there is so little of interest to write about. Even now, I can but say only a few words that will only let you know that I am still around. I guess it's only natural that when I think of you, I think of my old school days. As you read this letter, you will be preparing for another year of school. I wish I could say the same. I have even come to understand why you like to teach. Oh, what was that?
That's my puppy.
That was an awesome sound. I have traveled to some extent in the past few months. Other than that, I have had nothing to do. If you can imagine me lying on my bunk day in and day out for weeks at a time with nothing to do but think, you will understand why I'm quite ready to go back and take my place in Franklin. Right now, I am in Guadalcanal awaiting further orders. You know as much as I do about what will happen to me next. Yes, the war is over, but it will be many, many months before I return to the mainland. You probably know about this, and by now, indeed, it's old news. But I still like your opinion. I would still like your opinion about it. So if there is anything you would like to say about it, don't hesitate to do so. I won't ask you to write me. I'll get to this when I'm finished reading it. I won't ask you to write me, but if you should want to do so, I'd be glad to hear from you. If anyone can tell me, it would be you, as to whether there are any fellows from our area in this part of the South Pacific. Now I must close. I hope this letter, such as it is, will find you in good health and ready for school. Sincerely, Lloyd. Now, what promise he didn't make to her or couldn't uphold to her, I don't know.
It sounds like he's supposed to write her every day or every week or something, by the way you read it.
Maybe so. And then when he says, you probably know about this, and by now, indeed, it's old news, but I would still like your opinion about it. So if there's anything you would like to say about it, please don't hesitate. What's he talking about there? Right now, I'm in Guadalcanal awaiting further orders. You know as much as I do about what will happen to me next. Yes, the war is over, but it will be many, many months before I return to the mainland. You probably know about this, and by now it's old news, but I would still like your opinion. I don't know, either one of y'all get any opinion of what he's talking about there? No.
He's probably talking about the end of the war, maybe the signing of the treaty. That's about all I can figure out about it.
Yeah, because the war has ended, but the treaty has not been signed. So I'm sure nerves, with the soldiers anyway, I'm sure nerves were on edge as to whether that was really going to be signed. I don't know. I wish I could figure these things out better, but like he says, he still can't say a whole lot of information. So I guess that's the reason behind that.
Now I got a question. These letters that you get, are they opened already? Are they still sealed? Or
I got one that was still sealed, never opened. So I've already opened that. I read it, I think already. I wonder about that kind of stuff too. Why was it still sealed? Did the recipient pass away? Or was the recipient elder, like a parent or a grandparent, and wasn't given the letter? Or, why was it not open? I wonder about that. I have this stack of them now that I've purchased. I've got rubber bands around some of them, like this stack right here. These are all from one individual. They're actually from a soldier's wife writing to him. So, and they're all from him. They're all from her. There's only one from him. So that's just letters of her keeping him apprised as to what's going on
My
at home.
When my stepdad was in the Marines, his mail used to have to chase him around. He might not get things for 8 months after it was sent out.
Yeah. And I imagine it was way worse back 45, 40, 43, 44. This guy. Oh, this is the one you helped me with, Kylie. This is the Lance Corporal.
Oh, okay.
They're to the Lance Corporal. But anyway, they're all from a woman, so I may try to trick my wife into reading those and let me record them, because a guy reading a woman's letters is just not going to come across right. Kylie got the one I sent her from the dead German soldier. I know you haven't had a time to do anything with that yet, but have you taken a look at it?
Yeah, I looked at it a little bit.
It's pretty interesting, isn't it?
It is. So, I mean, just holding it, this is a piece of history. This was
exactly
someone's life, you know?
Yeah.
So,
and nowadays, we look back on it, we were not involved. My parents were not involved. My parents were even too young. I had some older uncles that were involved and grandparents that were involved. But to me personally, that doesn't stir any anger or anything towards anybody. Although I will tell you that my mother died at 73. And she was born in 32, so she was 9 when Pearl Harbor was attacked. And she absolutely hated the Japanese until the day she died. I mean, with a burning passion. So those kind of things, I think modern generations don't experience, because we didn't experience the war or even its aftermaths. But this letter here I got is it's a prisoner of war letter from an English prisoner who was it says Stalag 13. When I try to look up Stalag 13, I can't find anything. But
that's Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan's Heroes, yeah. Maybe it's what's any of those guys? Again, I can't remember any of those guys' names. Maybe it's Richard Dawson, whatever his character was, because this is a British prisoner writing home to his parents. I haven't read it yet. I'm sure. Back up a little bit. I didn't know they did things like this in World War II, informing family members that they were prisoners. I didn't know either side allowed communication with family once you were captured. It may have been just a one-time thing. You can write them one time and that's it, because from here on out, we're going to dog you to death. But I didn't know this happened at all until I started seeing these letters on eBay.
So I did find some information about Stalag 13.
Oh, you did?
So
how did you do that? I searched for an hour.
The all-knowing Google.
I've tried Google. So what did you find?
So not only was it the POW camp in Hogan's Heroes, but it was an actual real-life POW camp on the outskirts of Hammelburg, about 50 miles east of Frankfurt, Germany. And apparently it was a POW camp. Well, it looked like it started as a training camp for German soldiers in 1893.
Ooh.
And it was a POW camp in World War I. And then it stayed a POW camp all the way through World War II.
And, so you can see on here it's stamped Stalag. I don't know if I can get that to focus right. Stalag 13. And when I went over this this mark with Google Translate, it came up to main camp. Doesn't come up to like prisoner of war camp. It says main camp 13.
Yeah,
but that may just be what Stalag means. I don't know.
well, looks like there was an officers camp there as well. So it looks like there was probably an enlisted side and maybe an officer side as well.
Yeah.
From what I'm seeing over here.
And then in the center of this, you're not going to be able to see it, but that little square that's right in the center of it, that translated into inspected by, and then it has a number by it, below it. So they obviously went through mail, which only makes sense. They would do that. So for our 2 viewers, thanks guys for being here. Gals, guys, gals, other, whatever you are. I'm going to read this Battleship Texas Foundation letter. Everybody knows I'm not a good reader, and I just got this letter today. So when I mess up, forgive me or live with it, whichever one you got to do. I don't know. So let me read this to you. The Battleship Texas Foundation's flagship circle represents the battleship's most loyal supporters and generates much needed annual revenues in supporting the ongoing maintenance, museum operations, and its first year restoration opportunities. Circle members make a pledge to support the battleship annually at an amount of $2,500. And on page 2, it goes up from that, and receive special access to exclusive member-only annual events, update calls with our team members, and much, much more. Join us at a level meaningful to you with your annual pledge and your first gift today. Or fill out the pledge below, blah, blah, blah. Okay, this is what I wanted to get to. Wrong page. This is what I wanted to get to. Dear Mr. Walter Coleman, I feel important now. 2023 was a momentous year for the Battleship Texas. Thanks for your support and investments by the state of Texas. The foundation team and our partners have successfully executed over 200,000 man-hours of restoration work on the ship, replaced approximately 700 tons of steel, completed restoration of the historic Atlantic Theater map in the captain's cabin, hosted 3,200 visitors to dry dock. This one makes me, yeah, multiply that out. This one agitates me. Provided free and discount tours to over 50 veterans. Very generous.
Could have done way better.
Oh man, could they ever? Interacted with 10,000 individuals in the community as a part of the outreach programming. And let's see, now this is still important stuff. In November, we launched a second phase of our capital campaign, Bring Her Home, in quotes, Bring Her Home, and announced that the new home of the Battleship Texas will be Pier 21 in Galveston, Texas, which most of us have been saying from the get-go. This incredible new location will bring over 280,000 visitors to the ship per year. We invite you to join us at this moment. Pivotal, and that's not even written right. No wonder I can't read it right. I'll skip down the next line. We have set a goal of raising another $15 million in support of the final phase of the restoration to ensure that children from across the world have access to the Battleship Texas, that we preserve and innovate, and they need help in their public service department. Okay. All right. Anyway, that last part's written so bad I can't even read it. But they've obviously done a lot of work. We've all been out there. We know they've done a lot of work. And she looks really good. looking forward to get back on her. But it appears that even once she's at Pier 21, it's going to be a year or so before tours will or visitors will be allowed back on the ship. And that's going to be, I'm sure, because the deck is going to be replaced once she gets over there. The deck guns, I guess, we'll have to wait till the deck is replaced to be put back on. So looking forward to that. There'll be plenty of drone opportunities when they start working on the pier. Now I've seen that they are going to reuse the same pylons that were at San Jacinto. So I don't know if she's going to be anchored away from the pier and then mounted to those pylons. I don't think she'll be right up against the pier. That wouldn't make any sense.
Surely.
Is that your dog?
Yeah.
What's your dog's name? I can't ever remember your dog's name.
The brown one is Miho. The black one is Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll. I'll be able to remember that. I don't think
There's
I've
one.
met Jelly Roll. I don't think yeah, that one I've met. I haven't met Jelly Roll.
You met that one.
He's a cool dog.
He's a pain in the butt today.
Yeah, mine were too. I've got, like y'all know, I've got two of them that are very old, and neither one are in good shape, but one's in worse shape. And the younger ones, we just got a new baby Yorkie. My stepson, I've said this before, but I don't know if y'all were both here, but my stepson breeds Yorkies, and he gave my wife one, a baby, for her birthday / Christmas present, because she was born on the 24th and then Christmas, of course, on the 25th. So anyway, now we got that thing running around here like a shark with its little puppy needle sharp teeth, wanting to play with these old dogs that all they want to do is lay around and do whatever they're doing. So anyway, that has presented issues around the house, trying to keep him or train him from eating alive the little ones. The older one that is in Answer Me and I'll Subscribe. What's your question? I didn't see a question go by there, brother. But the older dog is about 20 pounds, and this little Yorkie is like 3 pounds right now. And it didn't take him but about 2 days to convince her or convince him. Didn't take him about 2 days to convince the other him to not mess with him. He's old, cantankerous, and don't have time for a young'un. How old is who? I know you mean me. Well, I'll tell you this way. Are you familiar with the dinosaur T-Rex? Everybody is. You know what the T stands for? I don't know why they started calling him T-Rex, because his actual name is Timmy. It's Timmy Rex. That's how old I am, brother. Used to play with a little herd of them when I was a kid. Now I'm 68, dude.
You're the senior among us. Yeah. Kylie's the little one.
I'm 68. Let me give you my medical rundown. This is what you got to look forward to as you get older, or maybe you old. How old are you first? Maybe you already have these issues. How old are you? I'm waiting. $11? Oh, man. I'm not going to give you my medical information because I don't want to scare the life out of you. I don't want you to. You can just experience it as you get older. 11. I'm glad to have you here actually at 11 because it shows to me anyway that you're interested in a little bit of history, which a lot of kids are not these days. Tom has a grandson by the name of AJ. AJ loves history. He loves the Battleship Texas. He loves drones.
And he's 12.
And he's 12, yeah. And he's a cool little kid. So I'm going to imagine that you're a cool little kid too. Where do you live? No, don't tell me where you live. Don't want to go down that road. You love history. Cool. Do you love all kind of history, or World War II history, or just history in general? I was really hoping Garnett would be on here tonight.
Yeah, he left me at the airport. Didn't take me to Hawaii with him.
Yeah. Panzer pants. I love that. Thanks, man. Hey, dude, check it out. It's like 4 feet long, man. Appreciate that. I wore it in a restaurant last year. My wife and I went to a Mexican restaurant. I wore this hat with this beard and just a red shirt. I didn't have my reindeer shirt on. And there were some little kids in there with a elf on the shelf. And I'm talking little kids, like 3, 4 years old. And their parents told them I was Santa Claus. Now, I had this thing hanging down like it should be doing and stuff, you know. And my beard was bigger, actually, back then. But anyway, their parents brought them by the table as they were leaving, telling them I'm Santa Claus. So I noticed they had an elf on a shelf. One of the littlest kid was holding it. And I asked him, I said, can I hold your elf on a shelf? And he handed it to me. And I started, let me get something to hold here. Like this. Oh, this bottle of glue will work. Elf on the shelf. I started talking to, have you guys seen the movie with not Kirk Douglas? It's a Christmas movie. The guy that's married to Goldie Hawn was in Tombstone. Kurt
Russell.
Kurt Russell, yeah. Okay, so he has a Christmas movie out. I don't know if you've seen it, but he speaks Elvish to the elves in the movie. So I held their little elf on a shelf, and I said, talking to it like that. And then I say, oh, and then I go, just talking weird crap. And those little kids, by the time they left, they swore I was talking that little elf on a shelf. It was hilarious. It was great. Panzer Pants. I love the Panzer Pants name, man. Grand Junction. Where's that? Grand Junction what?
Grand Junction, Colorado.
Oh, okay. I don't see that. Do you see where it says Colorado, or do you just know that?
I do. Well, I've been to Grand Junction a few times, too.
I can't see that whole thing for some reason.
Panzer, are you in the UP for Northern Michigan? I used to fly through Michigan as part of one of the jobs I used to do, so.
Greetings from Northern Michigan. Okay, I see that in the second chat. Okay, that's a long way away. Is it cold up there? It's not cold down here in Texas. It is a little bit for Texas, I guess, but it ain't too bad.
Hey, Keith, I'm going to cut it short tonight. I've got company.
Okay.
I will holler back at you later.
All right, Tom.
All right.
Have a Merry Christmas. I'm not going to do this next week because next week is Christmas Day, and everybody's got better things to do Christmas Day.
All righty. We'll see y'all later.
All right.
Bye.
Take care, Tom. Hey, congratulations on that motorcycle deal.
All right. Thank you.
Talk to you later.
All righty.
Kylie, I'm not very good at moving these windows around, but I'm going to try to make you bigger here.
Oh gosh.
I have not conquered the skill of how these windows work. I can't move. Oh, I can't move myself. Okay. Are you seeing me making those?
I can see you making those changes. Yeah.
There we go. That's
so Panzer Pants. I used to fly over the UP. I used to do aerial pipeline patrol. And okay, so we used to fly over the UP, come down over the bridge, and then we'd stop in Pellston, and then from Pellston we'd continue on down to Willow Grove, and then points beyond. The UP, the whole northern part of Michigan is pretty beautiful.
Everybody tell us what you're drinking. I hope you're drinking root beer, some sort of root beer. But if you're not, tell us what you're drinking anyway. What are you drinking, Kylie? I forgot what you drink.
Iced coffee.
Iced coffee, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all may not be drinking anything. If you're not drinking anything, say, hey, I'm not drinking anything. So I did the letters. Oh, a video of the week. I've got a video of the week here, guys. Bear with me while I get it pulled up here. The video itself is about 4 minutes long. So just stick with it and we'll be right back.
Hello everyone. After 2 weeks to travel for work, I am finally back in Texas, and the weather is beautiful today. Before we get this interesting video started, it is unfortunate I must say this. I am absolutely in no way, shape, or form associated with the Battleship Texas Foundation. I operate completely independently and alone in producing these videos. All information provided is sourced from the internet and web post, the accuracy of which is not guaranteed. So let's get started with this video. It's going to be very interesting. Today I'm at Pier 21, the proposed future home of the battleship. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to fly over to the battleship, get some aerial photos and some videos, and then I'm going to Photoshop the battleship into its new home to see what it will look like. And I think it should be quite impressive of how large the battleship will be when it's superimposed onto its new home. This is the Harbor House Hotel and Marina. One of Tim and Fertitta's boats, the smaller boardwalk, is currently moored here. But this is the wharf along Pier 21. And if we look across the channel, we can see the mighty battleship. So I'm about to get the drone up. We'll get an update on the paint. And then I'll do some magic in Photoshop. This should be quite interesting to see. This is what the current bulkhead looks like. There's obviously much work that'll need to be done before the battleship can be moored here. So I can see why it's going to cost several $1 million. A lot of infrastructure will need to be built. In order to create these renditions of what the battleship will look like when it is moored at Pier 21, the first thing I did was determine that I needed to fly at an optimal altitude of 396 feet. And from there, I then angled the camera down to 41 degrees. I took all the photos from the exact same elevation, distance, and angle. Therefore, the scale of the battleship should be to scale at Pier 21. So now let's get started and see what it looks like. This photo was taken from Guadalcanal looking to the north, and I was quite surprised to see the battleship not looking larger than it does when moored at Pier 21. Hello, everyone. After 2 weeks to travel for work, I am.
All right, that should have came back to us automatically, but it didn't. But I love that video. That was done by our buddy Garnett. He did a really good job on it. It came out a lot better than he thought it was going to be. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I know, Kylie, you've already seen it, or I think you've seen it. But it came out really good. And if it's to scale the battleship, and I think it is, the way he described he did, it should be really close. Battleship's going to overhang that pier a little bit, but that doesn't matter because not going to be going up that way anyway. Panzer, cool. I'm working on my pilot license right now myself.
Awesome.
Say that again, Kylie.
Oh, I said that's awesome. They're working on their pilot's license. Are you working on a fixed wing pilot's license or Part 107? What kind of license are you working on?
Any of you guys that are with us right now, if y'all have a video that y'all would like us to play for a video of the week, as long as it's a fairly short video, we don't want to be playing anything that's going to stretch out more than 4 minutes or so. But if you have a video, let me know. You can email me, a Jeep, a drone, and an old man at yahoo.com. You can find that in the description of any of my videos. But send me a link to the video. I'll take a look-see at it. If need be, if it's a longer video, I can cut it down. But if y'all have something that y'all would like, something of yours or something of your buddies or just something you saw that you'd like, just let us know. Fixed wing.
Very nice. Very nice.
Back in the 70s, I flew gliders, Schweitzer gliders, Schweitzer 233, 126, and a Blahnik. Then I flew those for several years. Then I decided I'm going to move on up to power planes. Started taking power lessons. And me having been a glider pilot for about 3, maybe 4 years prior to that, my first couple of power lessons, I thought somebody really screwed up when they put a motor on an airplane. Because it flies so much different from a glider. So much different. Then I started having kids, got married, all that stuff. My life comes along. There's no money. So don't do that anymore. There's another section here that I'd like to play for you guys. I ran across something when I was researching D-Day. Well, not researching really. I was just watching videos on D-Day, but would love to fly a P-40. Man, who wouldn't? I'd like to put my butt in a P-51. We were at the Kylie and Garnett were at the Lone Star Flight Museum the other day. They've got the Glacier Gal there, if you're familiar with the Glacier Gal. If not, P-38 that was brand spanking new, being flown to, I don't know where it was being flown to, whether it was being flown to its regular station or a point in between, I don't know. But several of them got into some bad weather and ended up having to land on Greenland, I think. Wasn't it Greenland?
Greenland, yes.
Yeah. And instead of recovering it, they just left it. Well, over the 70 years, it got buried under 260, 270 feet of ice and snow. And somebody finally went down, dug it up, restored it. I think it's the only one flying in the world. Isn't it, Kylie? Or do you recall?
I believe it's the only flyable P-38 Lightning,
yeah.
I believe.
80% of it was reusable. The machine guns in the nose are the only operational quad 50 calibers at all. It's got 4 50 calibers in the nose and 1 20 millimeter cannon. And supposedly all that is operational. So it would be cool to see that at an air show, but that'll never happen.
and those guns are original to the aircraft.
Right, yeah.
So.
I need to put a video together on that. But when we tied our selfie sticks together so I could get closer, some idiot forgot to push record. That wasn't me. I don't know who it might have been. He's familiar with Glacier Girl. It's Glacier Girl, but Glacier Gal is what I always thought it should have been myself. So we're right there together. All right, let me play this. It's real short, but I was talking about how I found it. I was looking at videos on D-Day, and as probably all of you know, D-Day was a very inventive day for different types of weapons, different types of ways to get to the beach, different types of way to move inland, and that's what this one is, a different type of way to move inland. I don't see it working myself, and I don't think it was deployed, is what they say in the video, but it definitely shows you the line along which they were thinking. Let's take a look-see at this. That ain't it. That's why I don't do live TV. Okay, here we go.
Hello, everyone. After 2 weeks of travel,
there's little icons that I click on, and the icons do not have the right pictures. Here we go. This one says war weapons. This should be it. Fingers crossed.
Near Anzio, a group of American commanders gathered to witness a demonstration. The 3rd Division commander, General Iron Mike O'Daniel, gave a graphic description to General Clark. As well he might, since it was a device of his own inventing which the officers had come to see.
The old man called it a battle sled, and that was pretty accurate. All it was, you had a bunch of foxholes, only they were steel, and rigged up for towing behind a tank. That way, a squad of guys could stay in their holes for cover and move at the same time. It's pretty neat. It never caught on, but in my book, it was a good idea.
Near Anzio, a group of American commanders gathered to witness a demonstration.
Okay, these videos are not coming back to us like they're supposed to be doing, but I guess that's one more thing I'll have to figure out. But anyway, I don't really see that working. That would have to be, half-inch steel or something to really protect those guys. And it kind of looked like corrugated aluminum to me, but I don't see that holding up with a couple of MG-42s firing at it. Just don't see it. What you think, Kylie? It's a good idea.
Yeah.
But not really protective, I don't think.
Just another one of those crazy ideas they had back then that
yeah
never came to fruition.
P-38, I think they use counter-rotating engines. Correct me if I'm saying that wrong, but the engines would turn into each other. You are correct. They did use counter-rotating engines, much the same way a drone flies. Drone flies with 2 of its propellers at opposite corners, turning one direction. The other 2 turn the other direction. So, and same reason to counteract torque. But you are right, they did fly they did run in different directions.
And Panzer Pants asked, didn't the Battleship Texas participate in D-Day?
The Battleship Texas did participate in D-Day. As a matter of fact, she was assigned with another battleship, and I want to say it was the Arkansas. I can't remember what ship it was. But the two ships were assigned to shell heavy installations at Cherbourg, which they did. Battleship Texas actually shelled it so much, she ran out of information, had to go back, get information. She ran out of ammunition for the 14-inch guns. Probably ran out of ammunition for the 5-inch too, but I've never heard that. But she did run out of ammunition for the 14-inch guns. She went back, reloaded, and came back. And by this time, the battle had moved inland so far that the Texas could no longer send in her 14-inch guns. And this is where the famous story developed from, that the captain opened up the flood valves on one of the torpedo blisters to give the ship an angle. Let's angle it that way. To give a ship an angle, and that way it also brought up the 14-inch guns so that they could reach further inland. And I have seen a video on YouTube of a German soldier that said that they were well aware of every ship that was going to be out there. They were well aware that it was the Battleship Texas and the Arkansas or Arkansas. I can't remember exactly which the other one was, but they were well aware that those two ships would be shelling their positions. And they felt like when they got back 13 miles from the shore, because that was the range of the Texas, that they would be safe. And he tells a long story about how surprised they were that the shells were still coming in and how extremely destructive they were. Now, the Texas shells were only 14-inch diameter. The later battleships had 16-inch diameter. But, 14 will mess up your day really good. And there are pictures, quite a few pictures on YouTube of Cherbourg once she had been destroyed. She was very effectively destroyed. But I have also seen a video where they found about 50 14-inch rounds that did not detonate. They stacked them in a pile, of course, and wired them all up and set them off, which would have been a sight to see. But yeah, that was Texas's part in D-Day. Anything to add, Kylie? My researcher.
No, I think you covered it. So.
And the Fat Electrician, if you don't know the Fat Electrician, you need to look up his YouTube channel. Check out the Fat Electrician. He has got a T-shirt, which we both own, that says, has a picture of the Battleship Texas leaned over because her torpedo blister was flooded with the guns pointing upwards. And it says, what's it say? Something about gangsterleaning.
Gangsterlean.
Yeah, gangsterlean, yeah. Who would ever thought of gangsterleaning a battleship? The Fat Electrician's video on the Battleship Texas is a really good one. I've watched it multiple times. That screams, what's that say?
America. Screams America.
I can't see all the chats for some reason. I can't see it all the way down. It does scream America. And really innovative. The captain, whoever was captain at that time, I don't know which captain that was. And I wonder how many sailors on there thought, well, we don't need to be hit. We're going to sink our own ship. Because I think it was, I don't know what the angle was. But you take a big old ship like that, put any kind of angle on it, it's got to be pretty scary.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So Garnett never came in. Garnett, if y'all don't know him, is our secret agent. He's out in a undisclosed location in Hawaii right now. doing radar work. He works on radars on ships. And he said he was going to Pearl Harbor. So I don't know if he's working on a Navy vessel or a commercial vessel, because he said he does work on both. Do you study World War One? I don't as much as I do World War Two. World War Two, for whatever reason, maybe because I had uncle. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is, but World War Two just fascinates me. The people that were alive back then were everything. Everything was completely different back then. The people were do for the country kind of people. Woohoo! But with but World War One, my great grandfather, my grandfather on my dad's side was in World War One in France, and he got hit with mustard gas, and of course he was an old man by the time I knew him, but he had scar tissue over, I don't know, because I was going to say 80% of his body, but I never saw his whole body. But over about 80% of his face, he had scar tissue, and pretty much both of his arms were scar tissue. So he got hit with that gas, and he never said anything to any of us. I have two brothers. He never said anything to any of us, but that's the way people that have been in battle are. I mean, they don't talk about that stuff. That's stuff they want to forget, not remember. I had an uncle that was left behind. What's this? Any news on the Battleship Texas hiring any new staff members? I have heard nothing at all about that. I know you can go to their website and apply for that, but I think they're very picky on who they take, and they take a very, very limited number of people.
Yeah, you might want to, if you're not following them on Facebook, well, if you are following them on Facebook, message them on Messenger and just inquire with them if they're hiring right now or will be hiring in the near future. I'm sure with the infrastructure and everything that they're going to have to put in place in Galveston, they'll probably need some additional folks.
Yeah.
Plus, with all the tourist activity they're going to have down there, they're going to need more docents and other staff on the ship. Because with the cruise ships there and all the other attractions that they have down there or are probably planning to have down there in the future, with all the influx of people coming to the ship, yeah, they will probably need some staff. So,
styling and profiling. Hey, that's my Ric Flair buddy. Glad you came by, man. That's where the woo came from.
And to answer. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, you're not cutting me off. Answer what? I don't see a question.
Oh, no, I was going to say for Panzer Pants, I find World War I very fascinating. There was a lot of firsts in World War I.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we had the first use of chemical weapons there. We had the first usage of tanks. It was a very brutal and barbaric war for those years. A lot of trench warfare. And I have watched some specials where they've actually unearthed sections of the original trenches and, found human remains and stuff like that. But it gives you an insight into what those individuals went through, the lives that they had on the front lines during that time. But there was, battles like, in Gallipoli. So you had the Gallipoli campaign. You had everything going on in Europe over there at the time. You had the Battle of Jutland going on. So just so much happening in World War I, so much innovation. First usage of aircraft in wartime. So first starting as spotting aircraft, photo recon, and then graduated to dropping small explosives out, handheld bombs, into World War II, and then aviation became a much more integral part of the militaries around the world. So yeah, World War I, very, very fascinating.
Big wars like that definitely are the mother of invention, especially back then.
Yeah.
I don't know if that applies so much these days because everything's just push button one thing or another these days. Unfortunately, it's getting late. All right, Pants. Appreciate you coming by, man. I won't be here. We won't be here next Monday because that's Christmas Day. And everybody, including me and Kylie, got better things to do Christmas Day. But we will be back the week after that. So make sure to subscribe, join, whatever it takes to get a reminder that we're coming back. You should get a notice. I posted it about 2 or 3 days ahead of time, so you should get that notice.
And I think the week after is January 1st, New Year. Yep.
On a Monday?
Yep, on a Monday.
Well, I don't do nothing on New Year's. I just kind of gel on New Year's Day. So I think I'll do one on New Year's Day and see if I can get some people in here. French were actually the first to use gas in the war. Gas is not a real, and they kept doing it, but it's just not a real good idea, man, because the wind can change, storage issues. What if your pressure gas container gets punctured by an artillery round? I mean, just too many things can happen. But they found that out. They kept going with it for whatever reason, but I think that's why it's not used anymore. You can kill as many or more of your own than you do the enemy with it. Okay, we are at an hour. I try to keep these close to an hour. A lot of guys go 2 hours, but I try to keep them around an hour so people don't get too bored. Of course, it'd be hard for me to bore 3 people. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming and sticking with us and listening to an old man talk. And Kylie, I won't call her anything else but Kylie. So I appreciate everybody, and we are going to get out of here. I got this one last scene for you, though. If I get the right one, it might take me 2 or 3 tries. If I get the right one, you won't see me after this.
And that's all I have to say about that.